Is it started?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, we'd like to give our praises to
Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai.
and double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to the brothers that teaching truth and sincerity. We out here again. Well, we here again doing a sit down. We're gonna just go through the spirit. Yeah, we're just gonna roll with the spirit wherever the spirit leads us to bring out.
All right, so yeah, this is going to be a basic topic. Like the topic's going to be all right. There's always something to talk about, like when you're dealing with the scriptures. All right, because it encompasses like every single like aspect of life, like especially like the prophecies and all that. All right, but all right, the main thing I wanted to talk about is all right, we're not out here for like it's not like a numbers game. It's like there was someone like who came out to camp today who like he claimed to be in the truth since like 1995. All right, but he was like just like doing like the little things, like he still had his hat on and he was just like prophesying and all that. All right, like pulling people to the side and saying like hey, you guys need to get a building like in church and all that, and all right, just like he even scared like an Edomite away, but at the same time like he's not he's not grounded enough or like humble enough. Mm-hmm. So I want to start out with Sirach. All right, 16 and 1. All right, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them, except the fear of the Lord be with them. All right, trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude, for one that is just is better than 1,000, and better it is to die without children than to have them that are ungodly. All right, and that even deals with like the fruit that you bring in mostly. All right, because because like all these what good is like a 100-person camp, but they're going off. All right, even if like one person's going off amongst 100, then you got to cast that 11 out. All right, but all right, with this it's like he was talking to me to the side, talking about like you'll like if there's like a address, like a building with an address on it, you can get more people in, because like when you're doing like videos, like people don't have like the attention span, but that's on them. And it's like that like watching videos on YouTube, all right, and studio lessons, that didn't stop me. All right, that like the Lord put the Spirit on me to like want to study every day, like watch the highways and byways, like because like the Spirit's going to answer all the questions for you, like through the men that the Heavenly Father's dealing with. There'll be situations where like I'd wake up and like I'd be thinking in my loud about like whether or not like all right, is it righteous or wicked? Is it righteous or wicked to do this? Like what nation of people is this according to the Bible? And then I just like go to the library to study, and those questions like in due time will be like answered. Like after I like either thought about it or prayed on it. All right, so
Yeah,
right, it's not a number sin.
This is Ezekiel 11 verse 16. Therefore say, thus said Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the country, yet I will be to them as a little sanctuary in the country where they shall come.
Okay. All right. So, all right, as far as like Yasharala in this area, we're the smallest camp. Like whenever like Nate's men like come out, all right, and they were in the Heights like earlier this week. All right, but there's like two or three rows like rows of them.
Blocks of
and like
push-ups and stuff. Yeah. Boy. That's it on that.
Yeah, but like a small sanctuary, like it's just like a few people here, a few people there. All right, and like usually like none of that, like the majority of that fruit like it rotates. Like so a lot of people get like cast out. A lot of people like just like fall out like on their own accord or whatever. All right, but it's not about numbers. Like there'll be times where like you'll see a video and there's like, I don't know, your favorite speaker or whatever, all right, but he's like no longer like abiding in the doctrine. He got like cast out. All right, so like it's always about like who the Lord wants. Like that's why it says like, and who the Lord doesn't want, those are unprofitable children.
I got the word there for sanctuary. It's gonna say it. It's Nikdash. That's the word sanctuary. It means a sacred place, sanctuary, holy place, temple, a tabernacle.
Yeah, not like it's not like you don't need like a physical like building,
Right.
like a holy place like we're set. Holy means like set apart from the world. All right, and like wherever we congregate, like that's Oh, that's okay. All right, that's the all right, that's at a holy sanctuary. So like we don't need like another like One West or another like people like want to boast about yeah, we opened up like this new school and all that. All right, but all right, that's how you it's like he was like that's how people like undesirables like infiltrate like certain camps and things like that with like large numbers that you can't really just like monitor like in an orderly fashion.
I got a precept for you.
All right.
This is Sirach chapter 16, verse 1. Desire not a multitude of unprofitable children, neither delight in ungodly sons. Though they multiply, rejoice not in them.
Oh yeah, and that's it. Yeah, that was a precept that we like start out with, but yeah.
It says, except the fear of Yahweh be with them, trust not thou in their life, neither respect their multitude. For one that is just is better than 1,000, and better is it to die without children than to have them that are ungodly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like just like certain like in some like states and cities, like there's only maybe like one or two people. Like in some like states and cities, there's no GMS going on like whatsoever. But there might be ISUPK or IUIC or any type of whatever type of madness that is profane. Like it might prosper in that particular area. All right, but there's like next to nothing going on like as far as like the truth is concerned. All right, but those are going to be people that the Lord's not going to be dealing with, so it doesn't. Yeah, you shouldn't be like concerned about them. You shouldn't be saying like, oh, the Lord's dealing with them. They're doing all these like big things, but in the meanwhile, they're outside of the temple. They're profane.
This is First Chronicles, chapter 28 and 10. Take heed now, for the Lord hath chose thee to build a house for the sanctuary. Be strong and do it. Yeah, so just expounding on land backing on what the brother said. He chose us to build a spiritual sanctuary, a temple, or whatever you want to say it. We got to do it. Us.
Yes, we're not short-handed or anything like that.
Right. We don't. Right. Just not Minutemen.
And of course, like if there's like less people in the camp, like sometimes you might have to like speak and hold a sign, or like speak and hold the camera. Like sometimes like when I first started out, like I only had like the 12 tribe sign, like a Bible, and I'd have to sometimes there wouldn't be like before I got a tripod, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just have a Bible in one hand and then the camera.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, and things like that.
Yeah, you just going in. You make
that's
do
better.
what you got. You make it do what you got.
That's better with someone like like sometimes like when we first like came out like downtown, it's like like I'd have to like tell like certain people like like they can't like hold our signs or like hold the camera, things like that, because that's basically like putting your hand to the plow.
Oh yeah.
So there was one guy, I think he was like smoking like a cigarette and holding a sign, or like holding posts, and I was like, no, you can't do that. It's like they might have that type of zeal, but before you come in, or before you come in to do the work, you gotta or you have to put off that old man like completely. It's a process, but like before you start doing the work, like if you were doing things like getting high, not following the dietary laws, alright, even we go off, but like you have to like what I'm trying, it's like you have to go through that like cleansing and purifying process in order to be a part of like this office, like kind of like the office of the Levites, like where they like the common folk of like the other tribes and all that, like there were laws they could probably like get away with like having a woman whose like husband like was like deceased or whatever, that would be all right under certain circumstances. All right, but as far as like the Levites, like they would always have to have like they could only deal with like virgins, like they just couldn't be like out and about like the average like Israelite. They had like certain like procedures, and like there were even some of like Aaron's sons that got put to death for not doing them like properly. All right, so when you're a prophet, like you're being like held to a higher standard, like so yeah, we can't like it's not just like for like numbers and all that, like whoever's like doing any part of the work, whether it's like reading for someone, whether it's like just like holding posts, whether it's just holding a sign with a camera, all right, you have to be right, those are people who like put off that old man, like, yeah.
You got something, Miss Ecclesiasticus chapter 6, verse 6. It said, be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach. Verse 10, it says, again, some friend is a companion at the table, and will not continue in the day of thy affliction.
Yeah, a companion at the table, or just like like those like cookout videos, or all like or just like like some fat ass in his like mid 50s talking about how like when he used to go out on the highways and byways, all right, but he doesn't do that anymore, but he can show up for a cookout, all right, not going out on the highways and byways in the wintertime, all right, just having that so I noticed like that guy, he said he was with like the all those like branch offs from like the House of David.
Mm-hmm.
All right, like, one thing I noticed about them is that or it's just like it just seems like like really loose, just as far as like the people that are just like just it seems like there's more of a tolerance for lukewarm behavior. Or like I remember a video like of like Zabak, like there was I think someone was like smoking like a black and mild, and he was like, yeah, that guy, he's kind of with us, but all right, it doesn't work that way.
This first would you die?
It's like in verse 11 a little bit. It says, but in thy prosperity he will be as thyself, and will be bold over thy servants. If thou be brought low, he will be against thee, and will hide himself from thy face.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, you ever?
yeah, you got it.
you ever heard that term like a fair weather friend?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Or even or sorry, like like with like certain aspects of our like doctrine, like rape and all that, and or just things like that, like people try to like those of us that like people who were like in the camp or whatever at some point, but then like got like cast out, like they turn out to be like the main scoffers. Or they try to like nitpick and like throw other people under the bus. Alright, and that's even on like the average people. You might have like people who you were cool with like in the world. Alright, but as soon as you come into this truth, right, that can be like like as far as like even like heathens and all that. You just found out that you had like all these enemies to begin with, so like it's like it turns into like game on basically.
Luke 6.
I got you one. It's First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 10. According to the grace of Yahweh, which is given to me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he built thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is in Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stone, wood, hay, and stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest. For the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
All right, so everyone's talking about like people like people that like we're not meant to like deal with. All right, they're always talking about we're trying to build with you. All right, but like they're not following the blueprint.
Yeah.
It's like shit. It's like
Yeah.
I don't think you're cut out for this, like,
Yeah, they don't know how to read the blueprint. You get hired for a job, you got to know how to manage the money, which you got, and buy the items you need, and still, add what you want workers.
Yeah, the fact that the guy he had his hat on, that meant he had his spiritual hard hat off.
Yeah, he had his hard hat on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't bring his hammer or nothing. You're ready to build.
Yeah, that's why it's because like
it was too hot.
Yeah, if it was like if he was like down with like GMS or like a more like stricter like type of like camp setting, like he said like he was like 20 years in.
Yeah.
It's like he would know how to like do certain things, like he would
he'd be working on his own project right now.
Mm-hmm. Like he'd be like he wouldn't have like had his like hat off and just like things like that. It's like
he'd know how to never jump on another man's foundation.
Mm-hmm.
When you see other people building, you just don't build on somebody else's block. You got respect for I see this man, he didn't work on this project for years and years. I just come in, step on this stuff. That's disrespectful.
Right, you guys need to do this, like, sir.
Yeah, you gotta. I'll put this to the left. Hold on, you don't know what we building. I mean, you don't know our foundation. You don't know.
He wasn't even humble though, man. That was the main thing. Yeah. That's how you know. You could tell because he just kept wanting to teach the audience basically that was out there.
He wanted to be on camera.
Yeah, that's why if you notice, I ain't put him on camera. Every time he talked, I was like, go ahead, man. Let the word come out.
More ready to hear than to get a sacrifice of fools.
Yeah,
that's right.
So and that's why it says like try our friend, because like he was coming in like the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and like doing like the Matthew 7, like chasing like Edomites away, talking about you're gonna end up on the concrete and like shit like that. Alright, and alright, just you would like if you didn't have your spiritual eyes open, like you would think, he's an ally, he's an angel, like unaware and all that. Alright,
And
but
what I picked up from the spirit was more so he was trying to get approval from us, show us he know what he talking about, but at the same time making himself look foolish.
That's that Romans 1.
Seeking that vain glory, man.
Ain't that Romans 1?
That's a good
Romans 1,
statement, bro.
you mind getting that? Like Romans 1, I believe it started like 21 or 22.
He was so ready to show how he know how to build with hammers and nails instead of just being humble and just taking the low, you know? Instead of just, you know,
He wanted
just
to spotlight.
you know, you want to just spotlight.
I got it. It's Romans 1:22. It says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools.
That was the point I was trying to get at. I got a quick precept too that link right with it. That's St. John chapter 12 and 43. For they love the praise of men more than the praise of Yahweh. You know? So he was out there dishonoring his own head, having his head covered, and thinking he was teaching right. And eventually, one of y'all brothers, I don't know which one of y'all said it, but one of y'all caught out a real good point that he had did wrong. After he was being already told, take the low. Basically, what did he do? He was like, I don't want to bear false witness, so correct me if I'm wrong. But he was teaching something off. Like a lot of stuff he was saying was correct, but there was some stuff he was teaching that was off.
Right.
And then the brother broke down to me that he said it was with AOC, out of New York. AOC is
mac and
ambassadors.
cheese Israelite.
Yeah, ambassadors of Christ. They got the name, but they off in their teaching. I forgot exactly what he said, but it was something off to the side that he was teaching somebody else,
Yeah.
and it was off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was telling the dude we supposed to be building bomb shelters and shit.
Yeah.
Because of the destruction of the thermonuclear missiles. That's how he was like, yeah, we supposed to be getting ready for
Might
this.
as well, you're probably gonna be stuck here anyway. You can do whatever you want.
He like, we supposed to be getting ready for this. We're supposed to be growing our own crops. We supposed to be building bomb shelters, getting ready for this. But this about to happen.
See, the scriptures say I just read in Corinthians, be a master builder. He building the wrong thing in the wrong way. You know, the blueprint speaks about building yourself up first. He's so worried about building a physical thing, but not himself. You know, the first thing you do is build yourself up in the truth by what? The milk. You know, even let's say you do know it all. Still, take the humble route.
And like the scripture say, man, confirming the souls of the disciples, man. Hey, he ain't get no confirmation from the Most High, man.
Hey, Salak, not to cut you off, Salakia. What is the paraphrase? What is the scripture that said like basically they teach and I have not sent them? I believe it's Jeremiah 23. They
run.
Yeah, they run and I have not sent them. Let's see if I can find it right quick. So like you said, they haven't been approved. When he was teaching the cock one crewing.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
Yeah,
23 and 21.
Oh, you got it already? Oh, he got precept.
This is Galatians chapter 2, verse 4. And that because of false brethren, unawares brought in, who came in privately to spy our liberty, which we have in Mashiach Yahushai, that they might bring us into bondage. He's talking that 501c3 shit, trying to lure off the sheep out there and shit. That's
Yeah,
exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, just like he went up to the post and he started he's like, it would be a lot better if if you actually had like a physical building, alright, to where people can come and
See, he not the
Now he had a sign in his hand, he was on the north side. I'm like,
Doing too much.
Hey, you can tell a real builder, a real prophet, a builder got rough hands,
Okay.
You can tell when the brother actually going to work by his he might have scars on him.
it just seems like, with him, it just seemed like it was, if anything, it was like an on and off type of thing.
Yeah.
Or because those the tabernacles that I've noticed from that whole, I would just call it like a confederacy. It's all those House of David branch offs HODC, you know, AOC, Army of Israel, like all that. Like even like with some of their like tabernacles they set up when they're like teaching, like it's just more of like right there's like just like more people like just like hanging out than people like doing the work. Like there's just like a few people like there's a reader and a speaker, of course like people holding posts, you know, maybe some signs or something like that, you know, but everyone else like there's and they go in shifts and all that, but I know it's like there's just like a lot of like I see like a lot of dead weight, you know, just like people just like
What's the
I got it.
just like bullshitting and like in the tent and all that.
Our favorite word, right? A lot of complacency, meaning,
Yeah.
you know, they are comfortable, you know. You should never be comfortable on it's an old, you know, I work in construction site, you should never be comfortable because anything can happen anytime.
Yeah.
You should always be, your head should be on the swivel, you know, you should be working.
It's more of a it's not a
Yeah.
construction, it's a battlefield.
The battlefield, like,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, you should be comfortable, you know.
Yeah, because like even like there was even like some like unpredictability with that right, that one like Edomite that kept on like circling
I'm
around.
just saying no telling so him.
Right, and he even
He making crazy
yeah, he even threatened that that reprobate and all that.
Oh,
Like he threatened to like break his like jaw.
Yeah,
Oh,
he did.
shit.
Yeah, he did.
see, and so you see, we on the battlefield, so it's hard of us. You ain't part of the our side. Well, not our side. Well, Yahweh Hashem Rashad, he set us up. You know, we off rip looking at you some type of way, and then we see that you don't even got, you know, we want to see your papers, you know, just like, you know, they would do it like an Instacart, you know, we see your papers, like, that's how we feel, like right now you an illegal, we looking at you like you were an illegal, you know, we see your papers, and we see some kind of evidence that you, a builder, you know.
Yeah.
You worry about our foundation, but what about yours?
Man, he didn't even have a sword.
Yeah, you couldn't even wear your papers, with your sword, you know?
Yeah, credentials.
Credentials, you know?
He didn't even have a sword,
Some
man.
ID.
No, yo, bring it out, man.
Run your names.
Right.
You know?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Two, you know, he was trying to be carnal with dude. He was trying to get carnal with the Edomite, knowing that their blessing is the sword and the mark of Cain. If the police did want to side on his side, because he's not up there with us, he's not a familiar face per se. Even though they probably don't recognize, just saying the general, he ain't got a garment on, and they see us out there all the time. They don't bother us, the police that is. So if he got carnal with Esau, and you know Esau is on his side, that could have been more woe to him. You know what I'm saying? He could have been in deeper captivity, all because he wanted, you know, come at our defense when really it's Yahweh Shai that's our defense. You know.
They both was bud out, you know? They both some bud outs.
He just can't control himself, you know, like that fucking Italian spirit.
Yep, exactly. You're right. Yep, that's what it was.
Can you bring that one back that you just read?
It had to be heard.
Brother Kasha.
This is Galatians 2 and 4.
Relation to him.
And that because of false brethren unawares brought in, who came in privately to spy our liberty, which we have in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, that they might bring us into bondage.
That's a good one. I need to keep on hold. So you still got that precept?
What?
The
Jeremiah 23 and 21. It says, I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied.
Right. So I mean that's pretty self-explanatory with dude and his situation. I got a quick one, right quick, not to take the floor. I give it right back over the show. This is St. Luke chapter 10 and 2. It says, therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he would send forth laborers into his harvest. But like we were just saying, like, is he gonna be that diligent in the winter? You know what I'm saying? Is he gonna stay out there trying to teach that many people on the side? Even though he was going off, is he gonna be, you know, pushing that hard, trying to persuade men and when tribulations come, you know, scoffers and things like that?
It's what everyone like outside of like people outside of like GMS, like whenever they like, you know, they claim to be like You know, like they know that they're like an Hebrew Israelite and all that, but they abide by like some sort of there's obviously like a different sort of like doctrine, like aspect of the doctrine. Like whenever they come into the camp, they always try to teach people on the side, or even like even teach people that aren't gonna get it. Like even IOIC did it one time. Like they sent like two of their like foot soldiers like over and they were talking to people like in the buses and all that. All right, while we were just like in our territory or whatever, like while they had camp over there, like they were just like just trying to like reason and like bargain and beg. It's like I just overheard this one guy's like, yeah, there's no excuse for not keeping the laws and all that. I mean, he's right, but at the same time, it's like not everyone. Like what they don't realize is like it's not going to be for everybody. Like if you're carnal, if you think it's a numbers thing, or if you're trying to figure out like more ways to like get people in. All right, because the Lord already did that with like we're doing it in public and in person. All right, but we can also like put those things online. All right, and it's already doing that. All right, because we can like it's already like online, and we can alright that unicorn. Alright, and it's whether or not that the Lord put the Spirit on them to accept what we have to say.
You can plant the seed, but you can't make the increase. It's the Lord that make up the increase. So we can sit out there and we can talk to him, try to play with him all day. If the Lord ain't set him up to get it, then it's pointless.
Right, son. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3, it says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, to whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Yahushua, who is the image of Yahweh, should shine unto them. For we preach not ourselves, but Yahushua, the Lord, and ourselves your servants for Yahushua's sake. For God, who commanded the light to shine out of darkness, hath shined in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory